There's a piece of software running your university or your employer that you've probably never heard of. It quietly holds the most sensitive thing about you: your name, your address, your passport number. Last month, attackers walked straight into it. No stolen password, no phishing email. They just reached out across the internet and helped themselves. The system is called PeopleSoft, a giant back-office platform that thousands of universities, companies, and governments use to run payroll, human resources, and student records. It's the vault where your real identity lives. And one flaw in it just exposed hundreds of thousands of people. And emptied the vault. Here's exactly what happened and what it means for your data. Let's get into it. First, what PeopleSoft actually is. It's enterprise software, the kind of huge, unglamorous system that runs an organization behind the scenes. Hiring, paychecks, benefits, grades, admissions. Because it touches all of that. It's also a single place holding the personal details of everyone in the building. Here's where it broke. Deep inside PeopleSoft is a maintenance component, a management hub used to push updates between servers. It had a flaw that let anyone send it commands over plain web traffic, with no login at all. One forgotten, internet-facing door wide open. So a remote, unauthenticated attacker, someone with no account and no credentials, could send a request over the internet and make the server run their code. Full takeover. It's rated 9.8 out of 10 for a reason. The official tag is CV 2026, 35,273. And the worst part, it was a true zero-day. Attackers were already exploiting it in the wild from the 27th of May. Oracle didn't publish a fix until the 10th of June. So for 2 whole weeks, the door was open, the breaches were happening, and almost nobody knew the flaw existed. Who was behind it? Google's Mandiant tied the attacks to a notorious crew known as ShinyHunters, financially motivated specialists in stealing data and selling it. They reach in over the internet, grab whatever's valuable, and they don't bother locking anything. The data itself is the prize. Once inside, they went straight for the records. Not a few files, entire databases. They siphoned the personal data out quietly, copying it to their own servers while the systems kept running as if nothing was wrong. By the time anyone noticed, the data was already gone. And look at what was inside. At the University of Nottingham alone, around 455,000 people were exposed. Not just emails, names, home addresses, phone numbers, passport numbers, and even details on ethnicity and disabilities. The kind of data you can't change after it leaks. And Nottingham was just one. Here's the full playbook these attackers ran. The same 4 steps, over and over, against organization after organization. Because this wasn't one unlucky school. Mandiant warned more than 100 organizations that they were exposed, and the vast majority of the confirmed victims were universities, mostly in the United States. Higher education was hit the hardest because schools hold rich personal data and run sprawling, hard-to-patch systems. And stolen identity data doesn't just sit there. It gets sold, traded, and used for extortion, for fraud, for opening accounts in your name. A leaked passport number can haunt someone for years. That's the real damage here. Not a locked screen, a permanent loss of control over who you are on paper. So here's the lesson under the headline. The biggest risk to your data isn't always the front door you log into. It's the boring back-office systems you never see. The ones that quietly hold everything, sit exposed to the internet, and don't get patched fast enough. Attackers know exactly where that data lives. So how do you defend? If you run these systems, start at the exposure. Patch internet-facing software fast. Oracle shipped a fix, so apply it. And take that maintenance hub off the public internet entirely. A back-office component should never be reachable by the whole world. Then shrink the prize. Don't store passport numbers and personal records you don't truly need, and watch for large amounts of data leaving your network. And if you're an individual caught in a breach like this, assume your details are out there. Freeze your credit, switch on multi-factor everywhere, and be ruthless about unexpected calls and emails asking you to confirm anything. So, the recap. One flaw in a system you've never heard of. No password needed. A crew that steals data and sells your identity. The takeaway is simple. The data about you is only as safe as the most forgotten server it sits on. Your one action today, turn on multi-factor authentication and a credit freeze, so a breach you'll never see coming can't be turned against you. Stay sharp and keep your defense evolving.